good day to you and welcome to Flash News on ABC Amba TV. I am Oyin Obalale speaking. In today's Flash News, we discuss on the prevailing atmosphere in Ambazonia, highlighting the bravery of the Ambazonian State Army in the ongoing liberation struggle and the increasing acts of aggression by the colonial forces of La Republic de Cameroon, from bold ambush missions that have yielded crucial victories for the Ambazonian cause to harrowing incidents of brutality and abuse by the occupying military. Well, today's coverage will shed light on both the resilience of the Ambazonian people and the desperation of the colonial regime. Well, that will be right after this break. Yesterday, we told you about the Captain Stallion of the Ambazonian State Army, who is under Major General Talk and Do's command, sending out an audio message where he emphasized on the resilience, integrity, and the vision of Ambazonia's liberation struggle. He honored the sacrifices of Ambazonian forces and urged discipline and vigilance, particularly during the UN fact-finding mission. Stallion condemned unethical acts like extortion or unjustified violence that undermine the struggle's legitimacy, reinforcing its foundation of justice and human rights. Beyond the fight for independence, Stallion envisioned a prosperous, self-reliant Ambazonia with airports, industries, and opportunities aiming to create a just and thriving homeland. He called on civilians to support the legitimate liberation forces and urged the UN to engage the right stakeholders fairly. Let's take a listen.
Fellow Ambazonians, accept revolutionary greetings from your humble servant, Captain Stallion, under Major General Talk and Do from Bui County, the land of no return. I wish to seize this opportunity to thank the Ambazonian State Army, ASA, in all the 13 counties that make up the Federal Republic of Ambazonia for their sacrifices, resilience, and endless efforts in pushing forward the fight. Special thanks also goes to His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikomesaku, the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, who doubles as the Commander-in-Chief of the ASA, and his cabinet for the wonderful job they have been and are still doing to keep the cause alive. To the ASA, let us be mindful of the United Nations fact-finding mission that is currently on ground. Remain vigilant and wise as you have always been. I cannot call for a change amongst us because I know that all genuine fighters under the umbrella of the Ambazonian State Army have always and they shall always be good examples. Distance yourselves from any act of incrimination and be kind and caring to our people. Be wise because anyone, anyway, at any time can approach you for questioning. Remain truthful. Have the history of our great nation at the back of your mind and be ready at any moment to pour it out for our benefit. Sooner than later, we shall all gather at the foot of Mount Fako to sing our songs of victory. Victory at last, which is sure. Keep the ground hot with firepower. Don't be deceived and distracted by those who have become money mongers, but rather remain focused and in executing the war with clean hands and minds. We have seen some anti-revolutionary practices such as unnecessary lockdowns, unjustified killings, torture, theft, and extortion, all signatures of some groups who claim to be working for Ambazonia. Meanwhile, they are out to kill the will of our people towards the God-ordained struggle. To this effect, as a genuine ASA, you are called upon to distance yourself from such acts which amounts to human rights violations. To our loving civilian populace, you have and continue to play a great part in this struggle. You all know the real stories on the ground and the real group fighting for your liberation, and you equally know those fighting to fill their pockets. This is the time for you to join hands and voices with true ASA fighters to fast forward our journey to the finish line. To our brothers and sisters who have vehemently refused to stand for the truth and support the fight for liberation of homeland, but rather have chosen to remain slaves under Paul Biya's regime, this is a reminder that there will be no joy for the wicked. We see some of your kind trying to use this opportunity to organize and attend your political rallies. Know that you shall one day be held responsible for your actions, for which you, as an Ambazonian, should be very ashamed of yourself, because nothing will stop this God-ordained revolution from achieving her goal of a free and independent Ambazonia. To the members of the fact-finding mission, I plead with you to do your job well. Consult with the right stakeholders by going directly to the communities and get the rightful information. Avoid taking bribes from crooked persons who will want to deceive you from looking at the innocent blood of thousands of Ambazonians that have been shed and are being shed on daily basis by brutal actions from the military of La République du Cameroon. Have the fear of God in your heart and do the needful. Dear Ambazonians, imagine we are home already to enjoy these. 1. Ambazonian Airport and Airlines in Tiku. 2. The Ambazonian Seaport in Limbe, Tiku and Edenau. 3. Ambazonia Oil Refinery in Dian. 4. Ambazonian Steel Company in Oku. 5. Water companies in every county. 6. Electricity companies in Menchum. 7. Ambazonian Railway. 8. Ambazonian Stock Market and Parastatals. 9. Ambazonian Brewery Industries. 10. Ambazonian Insurance Companies. 11. Ambazonian Telecom and IT Industries. Just to name a few. Why would any reasonable Ambazonian want to leave their ancestral land and travel abroad or beg from another person? Your humble servant, Captain Stallone from Boy County.
Well, Captain Stallion's speech is a profound articulation of the Amazonian struggle's core value and aspiration. His call for discipline, unity, and visionary thinking resonates deeply with Amazonians fighting for liberation and those dreaming of a prosperous future. His address not only inspires the ASA and civilian populace, but also provides a roadmap for achieving the ultimate goal, a free, dependent Ambazonia. Meanwhile, let's head to Menchum County and see what's happening there. Over the weekend in Menchum County, Womb local government area, an element of La Republic to Cameroon's occupation forces opened fire inside their camp on Saturday, 14th December 2024, killing a fellow colleague. While identified as a sergeant in the B's report, well, it indicates that the shooter, a corporal of the 53rd Bs, fired 9 shots, bled into the sergeant's body after a night of drinking in town. This is not an isolated incident. Such occurrences within the ranks of the colonial military have become alarmingly frequent. Could it be a result of mounting frustration from being dragged into a senseless war where they have no stake? Or perhaps the power struggles within the colonial ranks are boiling over, leading to fetal outbursts? Or is it simply yet another reflection of the violent nature of a military force that has long shown no regard for human life, whether in Ambazonian communities or now, even amongst themselves? The dynamics of the colonial military, a regime rooted in lawlessness, impunity, and brutality, makes the possibilities of such acts endless, from trivial disputes to deeper grievances. These internal killings point to a system unraveling under its own weight after years of killings, extortions, and rape inflicted on the Amazonian people. It seems the colonial military's violence is now turning inward. Such wanton acts of aggression within the La Republic to Cameroon military underscores the lawless and laissez-faire approach of a regime that respects no law, whether in its occupied terrorists and territories or within its own rank. Speaking of acts of aggression by the same colonial military forces, while the last report reveals these colonial intruders drunk with liquor, this next story shows another drunk with power and, as in common with them, chooses to abuse it. A harrowing incident that just happened around Tradex, Akaka Junction in Bamenda, Menchum County, shows how an innocent woman was molested by colonial forces, and from her record, she was only a case in sequel to previous innocent male victims who had to be humiliated and tortured for no reason whatsoever. Let's take a listen to this sad incident as she recounts her terrible experience.
My dear, I dey send you the voice note for tell you the experience wey I get today. Na one beg say if we no cry am out loud, e go continue. E dey always find for stop something when e start. Today, I don comot for house as places no dey fine so. I don comot for house. I go travelers for go carry some material wey the woman tell me say if I wan can carry am tomorrow, go need am for use am. Say if I can't carry am tomorrow, I no go see because e be a person. So e dey house dey. Na today I get opportunity for help. So I tell you, so alright. I come, I comot for house. I waka go. I reach for Tradex. No say military dey Tradex for sure. I reach for Tradex. Then they play their music. Some boys and some group of boys they want come. They hold the boys and say make them dance. One dance, three no dance. They leave that one way dance. Hold that tip. I just look them, salute them, pass me. I don't walk as so they go right for front like 30 meters away from them. I want hear they shout, they call me, they call me. I turn. I say nah, waiting. They say ma come back for here. I say excuse me, wait the problem. Una they call me for waiting. That boy say ma come back for here. I say nah, waiting. The boy no talk the thing. I want see pick na cane. They follow me with her. As I say and say the can will came. Well, I don't reach for that entrance for former hot cocoa. I stand. I turn now. They turn. They face it. Come back. Each come. I see they talk French. Me and they understand me fish. Each can start whip me with that cane. He whip me with that cane. I said, what is your problem? You did beat me for waiting. Tell me say if you talk for me, I the only go. I say I the go for what side? I don't ask you say wait if the problem. Never I pass na phone na front. I pass na phone na front. I salute. Then you dey call me say ma come back. I dey ask you what the problem. You then can beat me. You dey beat me na say I do you waiting. If you see my skin on a mark for cane. Now so my skin high. I wish I could snap it and send it to you now. Talk so I see I come out. I dey work and I work. I go back out. So I see make and so he colleague come out hold gun. The worker to the camp for the direction. Talk for me say I be rude. Say I no be get for ask them question. Say wait the problem. They begin for joke call me so my turn come back. I say no, but I pass na phone na front. Wait if the reason where I don't leave am. I don't go stay go reach right for front day when I call me say ma come back. He start coach me for that place. Ask me say I choose her fine na fine. I choose her I reach a woman. I not reach a woman for anything. I want talk again. It for me still J cane again for nang me. I say if he touch me with that cane again, me and you go face and place. He need the shame for beat woman. It turn now talk for me say as I the work I make my buttocks need the shake. My work I make my foot they know the shake. And say I then on punishment. I want reach for the place where it come off for the breaker me turn. It for me say ma she done for that. down. I say ma she don for down for waiting. What have I really done? A colleague then stand looking, they no talk anything. Then it for me say ma I go back. I go walk a reach for place where he want am, and then he go call me, ma walk back and meet up them place then this. I get for mash for that place 10 times. I was like, what? Wait, for on top waiting. So as I walk, they go me down. I don't walk as they reach for the place where they throw away the tea for Akaka Junction. I want to see they start the shout, they call me, say ma don't come back. I just continue with that pain from my heart. I don't even know now waiting.
Colonial aggression and the unbreakable spirit of Ambazonia, as you would have heard. These power-drunk French Cameroon military forces invading La Republic to Cameroon randomly stop young boys, try to make a ridicule of them, humiliating them for no exact reason other than to humiliate them and punish them. As is clear by now, colonial forces in Ambazonia are only out to continue the colonial agenda of oppression, subjugation, abuse, humiliation, torture, and genocide. They don't need a warrant, reason, or justification to pick on Southern Cameroons. They just believe they have the power to do whatever and go away with it since they have the backing of their government. You can imagine the abuse of reputable barrister Tamfo. After calls from the public for justice were made loudly, the investigation was still given to the same colonial gendarmes who abused him, who eventually blamed the victim barrister Tamfo instead of the abusers, their fellow gendarmes. Well, let's take a listen to how it all ended, which you might already be able to guess looking at the history.
So the moment now I take the road for New Bell, I come now enter through New Bell. I start to call the lady way stand with me for at the Meta Junction. I tell you say me direct me how I go walk up. Come here and even know me side go again. The lady now direct me. I go take the things them. So I call my husband. I tell you about the situation. My husband run camp, go for the place, go meet all the people, the military. Then if one talk for they start now for harass it too. He insist say you know if you come out for the place, they don't molest the woman wey a woman no do no nothing there. He want know na the reason why they do so. So when he be the talk, as he no be get any evidence, he no get wait. He call me, I come off a house. I come. As I come, I can meet all them for the as the people then see me, they recognize me because I no change my clothes. They recognize. They start now, they ask me say the person where he beat me now who? I say now one of now. They ask me say I do it for the person. I explain what way happen all for that place there. So they stand now for that place. They ask say who be the person. I say I no know me. Now one of now. But if I see the person, I'll identify him. So they call now me or they put them come out. It shows say this particular person, that way see me, he run or hide. So they are oldest person for that place. They are oldest person for that place. In there, tell me say my excuse, he go enter, move the boy. The boy come again, can't stand talk say Akoshi. They ask say Akoshi say waiting. He talk say Akoshi say, I ask and say he be who for call me. Behold, I know use me that kind of state. That one don't pass go, you call me say ma come. I say is there any problem? You tell me ma come back for here. You need to use violence. You can't beat me. I want to talk again. The man stand again for that place. I just tell you say no. You are here to protect me. Now the reason that we do fear, you know they not fear for molest me. And then wait one, I realize her for that place now see waiting. They tap there for around that place for corner them public tap they dey. This boy them get picking and they for inside of their place where they go select their own girls the way they want tap from the tap. They push them for their place. So they don't take this girl picking them from tap. They push them, then three they go. They get picking say my mother is waiting for me. My mother sent me to come and carry this water. Behold, I be almost escalate for that place because of wait way they do have for that place. But now the pain where they don't give me without whip, my skin na line all with bruises. My hand na line all with bruises. So I know if you even talk again, I just come out quietly for that place. But I begin to think, say, it picking their parents. Now picking in this way they don't send and say me they can't carry water. When I go through soon on the one I want her for inside the kingdom. Does it mean that the girl child does not have freedom any longer because we get military around? My brother I don't sound it may go loud because I wish I be get a place for go for lay this particular complaint because they molest me today for wait with me and no one and for team and no one. Now you want to say no, ma tell you the situation as it happens. So if you tell your other colleague them, we need to sound it loud and clear. So I mean all man be on the alert. We don't know now whether we'll be safe now for who he hands. We don't know any longer. Thank you, my dear.
As grim as these harrowing acts of brutality by an invasive force of occupation, the resilience of the Amazonian people remains unshaken. Each stroke of their cane. Each act of humiliation and each abuse of power only underscores the desperation of a regime that knows it does not belong in the southern Cameroons. Ambazonians find solace knowing that these atrocities are not a show of strength but a sign of fear, a frantic attempt to crush the spirit of a people whose resolve for freedom only grows stronger. The path to liberation is never without pain, but history has shown time and again that oppression cannot silence a determined and united people. Our courage, dignity, and unwavering belief in the justice of our cause will outlast the violence of the occupier. Ambazonia will rise, not as a nation defined by suffering, but as one born from the unbreakable spirit of its people. The international community should be reminded that it's acts like these that gives rise to self-defense action seen by the ASA and push their resolve to keep the colonial forces at bay away from Ambazonians territory. In yet another act of bravery, resistance, and self-defense, on the 13th of December 2024, the Amazonian State Army presented its last national harvest from a successful ambush mission carried out at Ntarinkonikanta Junction in Menchum County, Federal Republic of Ambazonia. During the operation, at least three elements of the Republic of Cameroon's beat forces of occupation were neutralized and their weapons retrieved. Over the past few weeks, the ASA has presented no fewer than 10 weapons successfully recovered from the invading forces of neighboring La Republic of Cameroon illegally stationed in Ambazonia. The ASA continues to urge the terrorizing forces of La Republic of Cameroon occupying Ambazonian territory to surrender their weapons at the nearest ASA base as they have no stake in the ongoing war but cutting short their innocent lives in line with international law, including the Geneva Convention. Such combatants will be offered protection as enemy soldiers who willingly lay their arms away. This is a clear reminder that Ambazonians remain steadfast in their resolve to defend their homeland and their sovereignty against colonial aggression. All right, how about the Amber Peace Plan? The highly successful end of year Amber Peace Plan meeting held via Zoom on Friday, December 13, 2024, marked a significant milestone in the Ambazonian liberation struggle. The event brought together numerous stakeholders, including council leaders, representatives of the Amazonian State Army, and key members of the diaspora, reaffirming the collective commitment to achieving Ambazonia's total independence. President Samuel Ikome Sako delivered a powerful and inspiring address, encapsulated in his words, Ambazonia is making steady progress through the storms, through the pain and the sacrifice of our heroes and the past. His speech highlighted the resilience and determination of Ambazonians in the face of adversity, paying tribute to the sacrifices of past and present heroes who have brought the nation closer to liberation. President Sako emphasized the importance of unity, perseverance, and trust in God as the driving forces behind the movement's progress. He lauded and lauded the bravery of the ASA, the unwavering support of citizens on the home front, and the strategic discipline demonstrated through ghost towns and lockdowns. His message served as a rallying cry to continue the struggle with focus, humility, and determination until the goal of reaching Boya is achieved. Well, key highlights from the meeting: county leaders provided comprehensive annual reports offering updates on the progress, challenges, and achievements within their respective territories. These reports underscore the ongoing efforts to strengthen the liberation movement across all fronts. While information on the state of the movement highlighted the remarkable gains made in 2024, bringing Ambazonia closer to its vision of independence, the ASA bravery and dedication were celebrated with special recognition of their services to liberate the homeland. Stakeholders expressed profound gratitude to President Sako for his exceptional leadership during the tumultuous times. His focus, wisdom, and calm demeanor have been instrumental in maintaining the integrity and momentum of the struggle. The APP meeting reaffirmed the collective resolve of Ambazonians to achieve independence through unity, strategic planning, and steadfast leadership. It provided an opportunity to reflect on 2024's achievements, re-strategize for the coming year, and inspire renewed determination among stakeholders. President Sako's speech, grounded in humility and trust in God, served as a beacon of hope, reminding Ambazonians that the journey to Boyer is within reach. His ability to inspire confidence and the struggle's ultimate success further solidified his standing as a unifying and visionary leader. With 2024 drawing to a close, the Amber Peace Plan remains a testament to the resilience and determination of the Ambazonian people, with continued unity, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to the cause. The dream of a free and independent Ambazonia draws nearer. As Ambazonia continues to make significant strides towards liberation, the resilience and unity of its people remains unwavering. Each victory by the ASA, every sacrifice by citizens of the home front, and the relentless efforts of Ambazonian leadership bringing the dream of independence closer to reality, while the colonial regime clings to oppression and fear tactics. The determination of Ambazonians to reclaim their land grows stronger with every passing day. The journey to freedom is marked by courage and sacrifice, and the promise of a liberated Ambazonia remains unshaken. Altogether, Ambazonians would march towards a future where justice, dignity, and independence reign will be supreme in Boya. And that's all we have for you on tonight's edition of the Flash News. Well, remember, coming up at 8 o'clock will be Undaunted Full Briefings. So well to stay with us.